Hey guys, welcome back. Cameron here from Aces again, here for our next episode of Industry Insights. So we're into the second week now, hoping to try and get some of those questions start coming in. So make sure you're liking, following the video, and we'll try and get you guys involved as much as possible. Like I said last week and how I explained, this is really kind of a replacement or alternative to the normal industry night we do, which obviously we did have to cancel. So we're hoping this is going to be even a better kind of alternative where you guys can kind of follow along, and get some real insights from some practicing engineers on what they do on a daily basis and what the companies they work for normally do. So this week I've got Alex Graham here with me from Suez. How you doing, Alex, first of all?
Yeah, good, mate. Yeah, not too bad. Just this is a long weekend this weekend, so not much going on. Just taking it easy.
Just having a bit
Slowly
of a break.
getting back into everything as lockdown sort of opens up. So
Yeah.
work's flowing nicely at the moment.
Yeah, it seems like everyone's in about the same boat at the moment. So anyway, Alex, you're a product manager at Suez. Can you tell us a bit about Suez and then what you guys normally do?
Sure. So I'm an account manager at Suez, and we're a water treatment company. Suez have got three sort of main divisions within Suez. You've got Suez Water, Suez R&R, Resource and Recovery, and then Suez Water Technologies. So I'm part of that third one, Water Technologies and Solutions. And I'm a Victorian account manager where I look after a couple of big chemical engineering companies like Qenos, Australian Paper, BOC, and actually Toyota as well.
Okay.
And we supply chemicals to those sites, treat water, and that water is used in amongst their process and cooling applications.
Okay, very cool, mate.
Yeah.
So how long has Suez really been around? Is they pretty new on the scene, or have they been around for a long time?
Yeah, Suez themselves, that company's been around for quite a while. It started off with Suez Water, I'm pretty sure, after they built that canal, the Suez Canal that runs just past Africa.
Oh wow,
and,
okay.
yeah,
It's
sort
a
of
long
links,
history then, yeah.
yeah, Indian Ocean without having to go around the African Cape. So that was a while ago that they built that. Then that branched off into another water treatment company called Suez, which is French. And
Okay.
since then, they've moved into sort of waste and water technologies. So my company I'm working for, Suez WTS, used to be owned by GE, and they came out in, I think, end of 2018. So it's a new branch of Suez. Suez itself's been around for ages, but the company I'm working with at the moment, it's sort of new within.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you're working for the Water Technologies division, you said. So what exactly kind of technologies are involved there? Like I know from a bit of experience, you guys are heavily involved in like reverse osmosis units and membrane technology. Is it mainly just that, or is it a bit broader as well?
Yeah, it's a bunch of that, and like purifying water. Yeah, that's probably the main application we use. We've got a lot of treatment stuff, which is corrosion inhibitors to stop the water being I don't know, harmful, I suppose, to like all the heat exchanges it goes through on sites.
Yeah, so just like pH adjusters and kind of chemical treatment and stuff like that. Okay.
Neutralizers, stuff like that.
So it's not just
the main
physical technologies, it's more like chemical products and stuff as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So you got your physical side, physical side of water purification, and then you got the chemical treatment side of it too. And chemical treatment side of it includes stuff like corrosion inhibitors, biocides, and anti-scanners.
Okay.
So which is like, if you had pure water, you probably wouldn't need anti-scanners. You probably need corrosion inhibitors and biocide treatment. But I'll pretty much supply those three chemicals, in a different type of way to suit those processes on the manufacturing side of stuff to help provide a solution to that water. Maybe if they're experiencing maybe corrosion problems with their water at the moment, we supply those chemicals to provide a solution, and then that turns into a good investment to the company by prolonging the duration of their heat exchangers. And
Yeah. Oh, that's really cool, man. So it sounds very interesting. I know a lot of people listening at the moment would obviously have no idea like what kind of goes into
yeah,
that kind of job. So I know when you go through university, you're very much taught about the component side of things, how to design
yeah,
like those heat exchangers. You're not necessarily told how the hell you actually operate them or maintain them or
yeah,
what kind of goes on in the background. So it's just good to get that perspective. Um,
yeah. That's it, man. Like, yeah, you go through uni thinking you're going to be like a process engineer or like a SAP engineer or some mechanical engineer or something like that. You think you're going to be in the process, but there's also jobs outside of being in that process where you're actually helping those process engineers do
yeah,
their job
exactly.
efficiently, and that's like sort of what I'm at the moment, just
Yeah,
sort of on the
definitely.
side there, helping them out.
Yeah, well, it's good, definitely good to get that perspective for a lot of people who might not have known that that is like a pathway you can go, and then one that
Yep.
will make you just as successful and provide you maybe that different route that suits
Yeah.
your skills better. Um,
Yep.
so
Exactly.
bringing the focus back to Suez a bit, have you guys got any short or long term kind of focuses at the moment? Are you trying to branch out more in Australia, or I know Suez obviously they're very international. Are you trying to bring your focus in any one particular direction?
Yeah, Suez themselves, they're trying to implement this one water project where we're sort of trying to integrate all the Suez companies into one. So Suez Water, Suez Reuse and Recycle, and Suez Water Technology and Solutions. So they sort of link those three into a nice triangle where we're all complementing each other. And I think that's the focus going on into the future for the company around definitely. So Suez Water,
Okay.
like they run the some large like reverse osmosis water treatment water facilities throughout Australia. So there's one I believe in Perth that they run, and the one in Victoria. So that's the
Yeah.
biggest.
Do you guys do the one in Sydney as well? I know Suez have got a big water
Yes.
project there as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's one up there, and that's run by Suez Water. We don't have we're not really having a presence on site at the moment, but that's sort of something that they want to implement going forward. So then they've got their water treatment, their chemical treatment, and then waste and reuse all into one sort of package, even though they're three separate things at the moment. That's like the plan going
Okay,
forward.
so the plan's to kind of like take that to a prospective client and say you've got the whole suite. We can deliver every aspect that you guys would need for a particular project, and say
exactly.
It's all in one unit. You don't have to come back to us like three separate times for the three separate aspects. Okay.
Yeah, or use three different companies to do the same job, that school job, to provide the same solution. So
that's the other thing that people wouldn't generally be exposed to when they're going through uni. When you're working for a client on a project, you're bidding for that. It's a competition, and you're not necessarily going to be just handed the project for each three aspects.
Yeah.
I mean, these things are competitive. You'll be competing against a whole suite of companies for every single aspect of the project, and you've got to try and beat them out. So if you can try and out for that one package, that gives you like a massive advantage over everyone else in terms of convenience and everything else.
Absolutely. That's actually one aspect of my role at the moment as being account manager, is actually to write up tenders and proposals for applications that are at a tender. So we put some in there, a tender proposal in with them, and hopefully win it, do a presentation, and when you win it, then you become the treatment company for those people, and you supply them the chemicals as well as services for that. So and services, we've got some online monitoring applications too, so which helps us do remote monitoring offsite, and those sort of things help the customer make the decision on who's going to have the best ability to look after their site going forward. So yeah, that's another good part of being an account manager is running up those things. Reminds me of uni big time when you're working with a group of people.
Yeah,
to
the good old group project.
Tenders. Yeah, exactly. It's exactly like a project. It feels exactly like it.
Yeah.
You're working on sort of OneDrive, and Microsoft Online, so it's the same sort of stuff.
Especially lately, everyone's been rocking the Microsoft Teams or the Microsoft OneDrive as much as possible.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, that's something about my job that we've always used, which is so this transition into the COVID-19, where everyone's sort of having to rework their daily activities. It wasn't a big change for us because we are already largely based on my office is my laptop, and I can take my laptop wherever I go. So that would be if it's to sites, if it's to if it's the office, then we don't all need to be together. So it wasn't a big transition for us going off, but definitely use Microsoft Teams and all those online connectivity things that you use at uni, to get the job done.
So what would you say is sort of your normal kind of day-to-day responsibilities and activities? So what's a normal day for you then?
Oh, a normal day for me would be probably so I'll look at my emails first in the morning just to check if there's anything that's come up overnight, because we do have some online monitoring applications. So I've got alarms and reports that come in.
Yeah, you got to get
on those
SCADA notifications and whatnot.
Yeah, those notifications look through, and it's just basically trying to put out spot fires in terms of problems or issues that have come up during the week or over the week. Hopefully I've got people that work for me, so hopefully they're on site and looking after all the equipment. They do water testing and calibration of all the pH probes and conductivity probes. So they then report back to me their findings for the day. If there's been something that's gone wrong, I will be looking into troubleshooting and problem solving those issues with the customer and the client, because we do contract to all these clients with those these applications. So I'll be largely email based and phone calls, and then writing up a report or sending out a report on what the findings were for the day from those people that were doing the water testing. So that will go to the client will see that. So that's daily activities. And then in sort of a monthly way, you sort of consolidate all what's happened throughout that month into another monthly report, and then you present that to the customer, or you do another quarterly report, which has all the budgeting used throughout that month. So basically, the engineers are quite busy, so they just skim through the reports you send daily. And so these quarterly monthly reports, they're
really more important. They're kind of showing that whole kind of viewpoint of what's been going on.
Whole process, and then you review that with the customer. You get the feedback from the customer, and come from that. Maybe it might be a value generation project that you've identified. You can say, look, your pH lows in this system, it's causing corrosion. We probably need to increase this pH in the system. We've got this application here that we'd like to introduce. It's going to return this much savings in terms of equipment, prolonged duration. So and then that's when you sort of get the green light to start these projects. They're like, sure, put it in the system as an improvement project, and we'll begin the implementation.
Yeah, it's always nice when you can kind of pick up those little problems that people are having when you're doing it, just like a monitoring project, and you've already got a solution locked and ready to go. And you can just kind of say, hey guys, like, you might have some problems with this down the line. Don't worry, we've already got a fix for you. It gives that little business going for you, which is great.
Exactly. Yeah. That's the fun part about the job. It's being there to help support people, and then when you come up with a good solution that's saving people money, that is quite rewarding in what I
gives you a great feeling.
What I see as a job. So it's
almost as good as getting a HD on that group report.
Yeah, man, exactly. Well, that feels like exactly right. Yeah, well, you get this is that version of the HD for sure. When you got that solution, then the customer says yes, because you know you've done it, and that it's come up as the customers seen that as also a high distinction, so go for it.
Definitely. So what skills would you say are kind of useful in your role? Like, do you feel like uni and just the kind of academic skills you learned there prepared you well for it, or do you reckon there was some kind of extracurricular stuff that would be beneficial for anyone looking to kind of get into your line of work?
Yeah, it's a good question. Organization is probably the best thing for my job. So much stuff that comes in each day that is a little project. Maybe it's a huge issue that takes up all your day, and you've got about 15 other projects that you need to be doing at the same time. So organization is so critical. You just knowing how important each job is. So like probably scaling it on like a 1 to 10 of how critical it needs to be done right now, and then making sure you've got a list down of everything that needs to go. And that was something that I didn't really learn. And so that was a massive learning curve for me coming into work, because work's completely different in terms of you're working every day, 8 till 5. So there's a lot that comes in. Where uni, it's sort of just you got a class.
You kind of get a bit of a break every once in a while.
You get a break, yeah. We should be doing the school hours, normal school hours at uni. You end up not really. And you can kind of battle your way through. The organisation at uni isn't that big. Maybe you already get it from at each of the start of the semester, whereas it's all up to yourself when you go into the workforce on how to organise your day. And so I think that's a really massive skill that
definitely
is also, and then there's the generic stuff like communication skills, writing, typing up emails. Emails is another one. Oh my God.
Oh, you start sounding so formal the first time you start writing it all up, and then by the end of it, you kind of just like, hey, what's up, man?
Yeah, exactly. I started off with like 3-paragraph emails detailing everything, and then in the end, I'm just like, can you let me know what's, and just link a trend or a picture. Has there been any issues on this day here? Whereas in the past, I was like, our pH probe was low on this day. We used up this much chemicals. And then that was just such an easy fix. So emails are another really big thing that you can just sort of, if you can write them well and concise and really to the point, then you've saved yourself so much time.
Yeah, definitely. Especially when you're trying to get through 100 emails a day or something that people might be sending.
You
can't write an essay for all.
That too.
It just doesn't work. So you've mentioned a couple of the projects Suez has been working on before, but are there some kind of like big, maybe international or even Australian-based projects that people might have heard of that you guys have worked on, or any kind of notable ones you would normally send out to a client as kind of like an example of your body of work?
Yeah, we Suez Water Technology and Solutions, because we sort of work for a customer. There hasn't really been any big jobs that have made headlines. It's just
it's more behind the scenes kind of work.
All the behind the scenes, So we to some of the big companies you might have heard of, ExxonMobil in Altona, Qenos in Altona and Botany, Australian Power is another big one, Green Corp, and then New Star in Tasmania, and then there's a couple of other places around Australia that are pretty big manufacturers that we just look after all their water. But like I mentioned before, the Suez operate the Wonthaggi. I forget what it's called, the Wonthaggi water treatment plant, which is the biggest.
I know the one you're talking about. I can't remember the name.
Yeah, I forget what it's called. But it's the biggest
desalination center or something.
Desalination plant. That's what it's called.
The one.
Yeah, that's it. So we operate the Suez Water operate that, the biggest hemisphere desalination plant in the world, and another big one in Perth, and then another one in Sydney. And then there's a bunch of tips around the place that Suez R&R look after, in Melbourne.
Yeah. So have you guys noticed, or do you have any kind of challenges to the industry that you see might be a problem for Suez moving forward? Like, do you think maybe the population increases is just causing problems for people, or it might generate some more business for you, or even just current events? Obviously, COVID-19 impacted everyone. What do you see as kind of like the largest challenge for you guys moving forward?
Largest challenge moving forward is probably like a shrinking manufacturing thing in Australia. So there's a lot of manufacturing that's moving overseas into China and possibly Europe, USA, and Australia's manufacturing is moving into more services at the moment.
Yeah.
So we're largely based in manufacturing, and that's been a massive impact on us. Where our opportunities have fallen quite rapidly. Being a chemical engineer is for everyone as well, So if you're looking to get into that scene, then that's probably a big issue that we're experiencing at the moment. Other one would be the Environmental Protection Authority is always increasing their regulations around environment protection,
legislation and stuff, and
stuff like that. Yeah. So meeting those, which is a good thing, is a tough meeting those. Regulations and legislations are tough,
but obviously it's difficult trying to implement the changes to kind of meet those new guidelines and whatnot.
Yep, exactly. So there's always a increasing sort of awareness of the environment, and that's what we're trying to also implement as we're going forward. So it's a good problem-solving issue to have, I would say.
Definitely.
But another one there that we experienced,
Yeah. So how did you actually find your first role at Suez?
I applied on LinkedIn. So LinkedIn has a big job website. This was thanks to Nat, who's in the same.
I know she would have been whipping you over the head trying to get you to apply for everything.
Yeah, she was. She wanted me to get a job. So she told me that LinkedIn have a job board, and Suez just happened to post something up there. I applied for it on the LinkedIn job board, and all it needed was my resume, and I got an interview. Yeah, got an interview from that, and missed the interview. But I rang them up saying, I'm really sorry, I missed the interview. I'm stuck in traffic. Because I rang them up and showed initiative, and they invited me to lunch the next day and for another interview. And so I got a free lunch out of it.
So top tip there, you miss your first interview, so you get a free lunch the next day.
That's it. Miss it, but then show initiative and saying like you're sorry.
Yeah, definitely. So that's what they really. Kind of any further career aspirations then through Suez? Like, is there a senior product manager kind of role you're gunning for, or are you looking to try and move into a different aspect of the business?
Yeah. So the good thing is, like, once you get the skills as an account manager, you can move up into maybe an area manager where you then look after a few account managers, and then from the area manager you move into like a regional manager, or maybe like a technical expert in like online monitoring or the chemical scene, so product application. I'm looking to more that route into the products applications scene. So I like management at the moment, but there's a lot of uncertainty in the job because you're sort of dealing with issues that come up regularly. Whereas product applications engineer, you've got the experience behind you, and you can help solve technical solutions, which is a bit more stable. And we might go that way, or some sort of design-based route after that. But there's definitely like every 2 years you sort of progress up the ladder a little bit at Suez, which is good.
Yes, that's always good. Definitely. So what kind of advice would you give to people who are looking to kind of get into your field of engineering, or even go for a job at Suez?
What kind of advice? I would say, keep your options open. Don't try and get pigeonholed into like one area of where you want to work, because you might find out that the other areas, so good. Maybe you want to go into a process engineering role, but there's not many options out there. So then you get a job maybe as a sales engineer, and after a while, it might not be the job that you want, but after a while, you kind of like what
you just find it fits a bit better type thing.
Fits in it. Yeah, and you really fall in love with the position after working there for quite a while. Plus, you can get the experience and you try again that perfect job down the line.
Yeah.
Once you've spent a couple of years at the
it's
job.
Definitely not a linear kind of career route for anyone who gets into the industry. There's always different branches you go to, or you swap between company to company. It's very rare these days that you seem to get that one kind of lifetime job that used to be common 30, 40 years ago, where you just kind of get a position at a company and you work for that company for the rest of your life, basically.
Yeah,
it just doesn't seem to be anything that happens.
Spot on, man.
Yeah. Has Suez got any kind of intern or grad programs that people should be aware of or can start kind of having a suss about?
Yeah, they do. They got so when I started was in 2018. There was me and someone else that joined. Oh, it was actually me, there was 3 people, and they had all 3 of them. So what they usually do though is do a vacation program over 3 months. So it's sort of like the trial period.
Yeah.
And then they'll hire you as a graduate after that. So that vacation period, I completed it after I finished uni.
Okay.
But that also can be done in your 3rd year as well.
So
they do have programs each year now. Now that I started, I was the first one, and they got me out of it. I think they saw the benefit in it, and they're pretty much hiring people that way now. I'm not sure when it comes out, unfortunately. Sorry about that, but
no, that's all right. We'll find it on the website somewhere.
Yeah, maybe I'll let you know when it comes out. But the applications are usually posted on LinkedIn or Seek.
Okay.
But you got to be ready to move around. So I got lucky with my position in Victoria because that just someone happened to retire when I was there, and other jobs are sort of based in Queensland or Western Australia and maybe New South Wales. And I was just pretty lucky. So be prepared to move if you want to apply for this position as Suez.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's pretty much everything we've got on the ticket for us. I mean, it's been great talking to you again, mate. And
likewise.
Wishing you all the best with it. And to the guys at home, I hope you guys enjoyed the interview. I mean, he's definitely had some great insights there for you to check out and have a look at for future career options and maybe different pathways that you wanted to have a look at rather than traditional just designing or operating roles. So thanks again, Alex, mate. And
no worries, mate.
We'll see you again in a few weeks' time.
See you guys. Good luck with everything, and good job, Cameron. This is a great little video that you shared with everyone. Really, it's a good idea.
Cheers, mate. See you later.